Hello Cam, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, thanks a lot. Would you like to introduce yourself briefly?
Sure. My name is Cameron Marshall. I am a concussion clinician. I run a few businesses. One is B2C, one is B2B. And I've been working with Thomas for what, 3, 4 years now?
Yeah, it has been a long journey. And like, do you remember what was the situation when we actually started in the beginning in terms of like perhaps funnels, ads, automation, and so on, or revenue?
Yeah. I mean, we started doing like our funnel in probably like 2020, like just before COVID, maybe 2019. We kind of got it up and running, but it was fairly basic. We knew we had something that was working because it was generating revenue, it was generating profit, but it wasn't kind of getting to the level that we thought it could. And so, yeah, I think like before we started working with you, for example, on one of our funnels, like we were having, 400,000 in revenue, which is decent. Ad spend was fairly kind of limited, just because we weren't sure how to allocate it properly and do it properly. But now since then, it's pretty much gone up like 3, 4x every year. So we're doing well over 1 million in both of the businesses just on the funnel.
Nice. And like, if I remember correctly, it was mainly Facebook in the beginning, and then we also expanded to Google Ads, and then we obviously also added like more automations just to nurture more and follow up more like the user, correct?
Yeah. So, initially it was like I said, it was very basic. So it was, people would come in, they would do like a, kind of a webinar situation in some cases, or maybe some other type of lead magnet. But, that we didn't have follow-up sequences that were well built. We didn't have, pre-attendance sequences to really nurture people well. And that's all the stuff that you kind of helped us implement. And then it just started performing, a lot better. But it's always kind of revising and adding things and making it more robust. Kind of once you have your base layer, then you can start doing all this fun stuff and seeing how things go and split testing things and all that.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely did a lot of split testing in your funnel. I remember we also tested the quiz funnel, different lead magnets, but at the end of the day, the webinar, I mean, at least for your specific case, the webinar funnel was the best converting tool. So we basically optimized that one in terms of attendance rate, show up rate, etc. And I think so. How much did you generate, let's say, in these like 3, 4 years in terms of revenue?
Um, in terms of revenue growth, like if you just look at, before you started, like I said, it was about 400,000. The following year, it doubled to 800,000, and this is only in the B2C business. The B2B business would be probably about the same. And then now it's 1.2 million on probably each of the businesses. So probably in the last 3 years, 4 years, it's probably 5 or 6 million between the two businesses.
Not bad, not bad at all. Then obviously we have the ad cost, etc. But the margins are very, very, very high since it's mainly like digital product and like consultations and so on. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, the margin percentage has basically stayed the same throughout, but as you scale up the ads and the funnel converts better, you get more revenue. And so obviously keeping the same margin percentage on a higher number of revenue is more profit, right? So yeah, I mean, we've been really happy with the performance.
Yeah, and I guess we've been working for years together now. Can you share like some impressions about me, like professionally and personally, or both, like whatever you see fit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been great, working with you. I think that, your attention to detail, your willingness to try new things and kind of think outside the box and test different strategies and really try to optimize everything has been awesome. And I mean, the numbers have kind of shown that as well. And it's always great to just sit down and brainstorm ideas and talk about different things we could try. And, you're always kind of bringing new ideas to the table. And that's, I think, why we've had the success that we've had.
Yeah, also thanks to you, because you also bring in a lot of ideas, sometimes too many. But I think then we are good at like prioritizing which one to pick, and I think so far so good.
I mean, this isn't like a static game, right? Like that's the issue with it. Like things are always changing, different, things that used to work all of a sudden stop working, and then you got to try and pivot and figure out like why, and different ad copy and different ads in general, and different flows and different tests and different lead magnets and whatever else. So it's something that you can't just leave stagnant. You have to always be revising and improving and optimizing.
Yeah, totally. And before working with me, did you try or tested other agencies or other freelancers or similar?
Not really. We were kind of like doing it on our own, really, with some help from some people, but yeah, this was kind of where you were, kind of our first stop.
Nice. So let's say from a scale to 0 to 10, how satisfied are you with the work that has been done?
Honestly, I mean, I'd give it a 10, because it's like you kind of handle all the stuff that we don't do, and it just allows us to kind of focus on what we do. And the way it's structured and set up is good, because it's good for kind of both parties.
Yeah, so basically you don't need to focus on like the technical parts or doing ads, etc. You simply focus on helping your clients, because obviously you're busy and you want to focus your energy on like helping patients and helping clients, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing. Like my expertise is in this area, and I would rather use someone with your expertise to handle that side of things, right? There's no point in me trying to do it myself when there's somebody who really knows what they're doing that can do it kind of for me.